Alright, are we recording? Yes, we are. Okay, in this part of technology advances, today we will be talking about computers and computer monitors. And we have gone a long, long way with computers. I mean, the first computers that came out, if you knocked out all the walls of this side of my building and the other side of the building, computers were that big that they would actually utilize all that space. They were big, they were monster computers. Then we went into different types of computers like Tandy, and Tandy got into the computer race, and there's a bunch of them. Franklin, there's a bunch of computers. The Commodore 64s, the Commodore VIC-20s, and the Commodore 16s. They're not about the size of this keyboard. And look at where we've come today. We went from that to the PC, which I believe the first processor was in 8088. I think that was the first IBM and the first IBM clone. But think about it. The chips, the microprocessors in those Commodore computers and some of those computers were just chips. They weren't the technology of what we call central processing units, CPUs. We've gone from the 8088 to, I think, the 286 was the first one. Then the 386, 486, the Pentium. Now we're into all kinds of different processors. The Celeron, this computer and my office computer are Celeron processors. Intel AMD processors. I mean, we have come a long, long way as far as desktop computers and computer monitors. I believe there was at one time black and white monitors, and then you had green screen monitors, you had yellow screen monitors, then we went to EGA and VGA. I think there was a CGA in there somewhere. And now some computers still use the VGA, but now you have HDMI, you can buy all kinds of video cards for your computers to make the video if you're a gamer. I mean, we have made so much progress in computers and technology that I can't even explain all of it. And this is just a basic idea, you know. A lot of times the only computers that we had when I went to school were Apple IIe's. And we learned how to word process with a program called Bank Street Writer. Yes, and they were on disks. There were no hard drives. We're going to get into that in another video. But these Apple II computers, and then we were taught basic language on the Apple computer. And that's the acronym for Beginner's All-Purpose Symbolic Instruction Code. Then the Apple they went to the Macintosh computers, and then Apple has grown their products so much in 30 or 40 or 50 years that I can't even talk about it. I don't keep up with technology all that much. That's where we are now. Compared to when I was a kid, I had a Commodore 16 computer with a tape drive, yes, and we're going to talk about that in another video. It actually had a tape drive. You had to save your information on tape. And look at where we come now, especially with monitors. I mean, you got flat screen, you got regular flat screen monitors, you got curved monitors, you got all kinds of monitors out there in this world that we didn't have back then. And yes, I still have a CRT monitor, an old CRT monitor. probably be getting rid of it pretty soon. And that came from a very, very old compact. Look at where we were now then. When Windows first came out, it was Windows 1.1. It didn't jump to 2. It went from 1.1 or 1.0 to 3.2 to Windows 95 to Windows 98. And 98, in my opinion, was probably a more stable platform. Then you had Windows XP, you had Vista, you had Windows 7 and 8. Now we're up to Windows 10, and now we're going to be up to Windows 11 pretty soon. These are the technologies that have changed so much through the years. And I hope it gets better. I hope I get to see the rest of it. I'm kind of looking forward to it. So that's it for my little video. I mean, technology, computers for homes weren't that popular. I think Apple was kind of the first one to actually come out with something. Steve Jobs and Steve Wozniak, I think is his name. And we've progressed from all these other companies making all kinds of different computers. There's so many of them, I can't even mention them. I am going to plug a channel called Adrian's Digital Basement. He kind of likes to repair all them old computers and stuff like that. That's he's a good person. He's a good content creator. There's a bunch of other ones. I think the 8-Bit Guy is another one. You got a bunch of them that do computer stuff. I mean, if you're into that vintage computer stuff, I can't think of that guy's name, and I'm not subscribed to him anymore. But he would fix up those. There's a bunch of them that fix up some of those old retro Windows 95 and 98 computers and get them working again. There's quite a few channels that do restorations of old computers. I haven't really been on Kerry Holzman, but that's another one, and Tim's Computer Repair. They're good channels if you want to learn about that stuff. And if I get the opportunity, I'm going to teach you how to do stuff too. So, be patient with me, as when content comes, I will post content. Alright, I thank you for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Have a good one.